What stops you from feeling well?
Around this area there's a lot of drug use, and with me I have problems with substance misuse and just being stuck around all that. So I tend to sort of stay on the outskirts of town.
What makes me unwell is basically society sort of thing, like the way that depression kicks in now and again and stuff like that, and that's, you don't feel like eating at times, you're literally just hooked up in your bed all the time, and it's not great. Like,
where I live, they're not really accepting of trans people. I do a lot of different works and projects with volunteering, tour guiding, and that which keeps my mental health stable as best as possible. But when I'm at home, it's a entirely different matter.
I was from a small pit village near Sheffield. Being gay, it weren't accepted by my own family at the time. My sexuality and it not being accepted and being bullied and all the rest were one of the reasons why I ended up using.
Feeling overwhelmed or underwhelmed, I think makes me ill. If I've got not a lot to do, then I try and fill my time with other things. If I don't fill it properly, then I feel like I've not succeeded, and I take more drinking drugs.
I'd rather do that and lose whatever it is, 12 quid, whatever.
Some more stuff for them to play around with tonight.
Yeah, but we are significantly underspending.
What stops you from being well?
I think sometimes people's attitudes towards kind of like stigma and things that sometimes people say, like being too judgmental, taking like addictions, medications, stuff like that. Being diagnosed HIV positive, for example, quite a lot of stigma around that. People who don't have an understanding, and I think as well that kind of transitioning, the way people sort of view me in a way, and kind of negative comments that you get off people for sort of my appearance, like when I'm sort of in women's clothes and you know, makeup and stuff like that, and from kind of, you know, hurtful names and things like that, affects my self-confidence. Sort of in a way makes me doubt myself, like if what I'm doing is sort of, you know, the right thing.
Well, the city centre is not the best of places to be. For me, it kept me quite ill, especially with drug addiction and being homeless as well. It was like I felt trapped there. It's like you have to be there to make your money, you have to be there to score, and then on top of that, once you're finished with it, you don't want to leave it, because the further you are away from the centre, it's going to take longer to get back into the centre. It's just, your life revolves around it. So that got me redundant, and then I was wanted by the police because I committed a few crimes. I wasn't ready to face up to them, so I fell homeless, and then I found out about squatting and learnt about what squatting was, and then from there I found it quite easy being homeless. It was just live in a building in the city centre, you can make money off it, and then you can continue using. So my drug addiction spiraled out of control. And it's just, sanity is all just gone out the window, isn't it? It's just like you're living in madness now.
So if I take drugs make me vulnerable, they put me out on the streets, and then my mental health plays up, and if I don't take my mental health serious, then I end up back on drugs, and it's just a big one-way system. I've done 6 months in Acorn House, which is a recovery detox place. And then I moved on to secondary housing, so I done a 3-month rehab course and then an extra 3 months extended in there. Now I'm into the secondary housing where you still get drug tested, and if you give positive drug tests, you're back on your ass. Keeping busy, doing as many courses and taking new challenges on and doing anything that's thrown in my direction.
Where I live is a bit of a shithole, to be honest with you. They're not really accepting of trans people. Back in 2011 was a really difficult year, but my ex, and when we broke up after 5 years, got everything. So I found myself back homeless again. Got into a new partnership when I was transitioning for the first time from male to female. But unfortunately I didn't realise at that time it would have been the mental abuse from them, so I stopped everything. Then I found myself down, run out again, and so I tried picking myself back up again, and here I am.
We're really, really lucky to be able to start the sort of phase 3 of this What Stops Us from Being Well project, and that is being done at first by Adrian, who is the director of Cardboard Citizens, who are based down in London and specialise in kind of taking themes like this, creating stories and showing the problems that we have, and then looking at ways in which we kind of can get involved to try and solve or act on those problems.
And you need to see somebody today, please visit our website. You are currently caller number 36.
I can't believe this. 36? Are you taking the mic?
I
need to see a doctor.
Sorry, say that again, please.
I need to see a doctor.
What's your name, please, sir?
It's Carl Jones.
Okay, I've not got you on our system. Are you registered here?
No, I'm not registered to any doctors, I don't think.
You're not. So you're not registered here, but you'd like an appointment.
Yeah, I need. It's an emergency though.
Right, I can give you a registration form just here for just fill in. I assume you live in the area. So you just fill that in with your name and address.
I ain't got an address. I'm sleeping up in the area, but I don't have an address.
You don't have an address?
No, I don't.
Well, we really do need an address for the form, you see. You're due to go in now. The partner you can
I'm going in with him.
I need a script for my antivirals. We've got about 3 days left.
Yeah, antivirals?
Yeah.
I mean, that's normally something we'd ask people to go to the Have a Sage about.
Yeah, I need a sexual health check.
You need a what, sorry?
Sexual health check.
I mean, again, that's not really something we do here. Look, he's clearly looking after himself. He won't admit it.
I think I've got just the thing for the sex problem. Is a leaflet. Yeah, so you take that, and then Dave will give you support.
This one.
For your chemsex problem.
Yeah, well,
I don't want to be complete about
well,
this doctor here.
Oh, well, I'm afraid we do. I can direct you to our website, which has a complaints button there. It's sort of down 3 pages in, and then just go that way.
You know
They'll
what?
happily
Forget
see
about
you.
it, you're a waste of time.
Oh.
£400. I haven't got £400 to pay for a sexual health kit. I'm gonna have to go to sex work, I think.
Have a think about the problems we saw in this play, because what I'd like you to do now is write very briefly, like no more than 3 lines, what a problem is you think you saw in the play.
That if somebody didn't fit the system's mould, then the system just broke down and didn't work.
Accessibility.
Do you know how to?
Somebody do that already.
They probably have to be specific
From
about
someone who has lived experience.
Yeah, and it's going to have contractual obligations to register.
Alright, so we're going to read the first policy to you. Let's read it out nice and slow and hear what we got.
So the first one has been titled Health Accessibility Charter, that all GPs must sign up to, which includes education/training of staff as to rights that homeless people have to healthcare, a taxi service to get those with limited mobility to practice, contractual obligations to sign up to those with no fixed abode, and more.
We've been talking about lots of ideas about advocates in every office, and finally we had this idea about rearranging the architecture of spaces to support privacy, and then training for receptionists given by people with lived experience of homelessness or other complex needs.
Now, and it's like now 28, do you know what I mean? So that's what, another year. That's another year from when I did that. Do you know what I mean? Already. And to be honest, that's just kind of shocked me, that, because I didn't think it's been that long, but that's actually passed quite fast. I know, it's like about 5 now, but I'm going back in rehab. So.
Picture speaks 1,000 words, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.